we're going to be looking at TED Ed, which is a wonderful teaching resource. Now, TED Ed is a resource, it's a platform which not only has a lot of digital lessons created on a range of topics, under various disciplines. You have physical sciences, environmental science, you have mathematics, engineering, technology, languages, social sciences. It not only has proper lessons on various topics, on a range of topics, but it also allows you to customize these lessons. Besides this, you can also create your own lessons and upload them on TEDed, and the world can use it, and you can have your own copyright because it says very clearly, it gives the name of the creator of the lesson. It facilitates deep learning, it facilitates collaborative learning, and it's again a very learner-centered approach. So there are quite a few stages involved in creating or in using a TEDed platform and a TEDed lesson. So let's have a look at it.
Looking at two things. A, how to use an existing lesson on TED Ed, and how to create my own lesson on TED Ed. So for that, I need to go to TED Ed first. So it's taking us to TED Ed. It's a wonderful resource, very exciting, and covers a range of disciplines. So let's see. Okay, so I am already logged in, but if you are a new user, you need to sign up. You need to have a user ID. You need to create a user ID and then go to Discover Lessons. Now you have an option called Create a Lesson. We'll come back to this option later. What we'll explore at the moment is all subjects. So if I click on this arrow, it gives me the subjects, right? So let's go to, say, science and technology. And in that, let's go to EVS, environmental science. Now, okay, so I am going to click on this video. It says, can 100% renewable energy power the world? So I click on this, and this is a ready lesson. So the best part is that, you know, if you click over here or you ask your students to click over here, it starts playing the video, right? So this is the first stage, that is watch. And it is also animated, it's not too long. So the learner is not going to be distracted, and because of the animation, it is very entertaining and engaging and informative at the same time. After the watching comes the think part. So if you hover your cursor over here, it will tell you that this think part has 5 multiple choice questions. See, there are 5 in all. So out of these 5 are multiple choice, and 3 could be short answer or long answer questions. Yes, they are long answer. So you see 5 multiple choice and then 3 short answer questions, which you can attempt. You can also click, so you click on the option and you can click on Save My Answer. Now the best part over here is, if you click on an incorrect option and say Save My Answer, the feedback is immediate. It'll say that your answer was incorrect, and it will give you another chance to try. There's also something called video hint. Now, when you click on video hint, it plays exact point in the video which has the answer to that particular question. So I think that's a great learning tool. It aids self-learning. It also tells the learner where he or she has gone wrong and how they can correct their mistake. After this stage comes the dig deeper stage, where there are some additional resources which are generally mentioned. So there's a book called Sustainable Energy Without the Hot Air, and the synopsis is available on the link. So if you click on this, you get to see the book, and then there are articles for further reading. There are TED Talks which you can watch, and there are TED-Ed lessons too, related TED-Ed lessons. So all of these additional resources come under the Dig Deeper section. And finally, in Discuss, what you can do is you can respond to this chain, to this discussion thread. You can view discussions. There are 25 responses here, as we can see, and this is the creator of the lesson. So these are the people who have responded, and you can respond to their comments to these people by clicking on response and writing, typing your response here, right? And the best part is that your students don't need to have a TED account. You can also customize this lesson. So if you click on customize this lesson, what you can do is you can make your own additions. For example, you want to add something, you can do that. Okay, so I think I had made an addition some time back. Yes, this was my addition. So you can make your own additions, and it says add another. You can start a new guided discussion. You can key in your prompt here, your description over here, and then you just need to click on publish. The moment you publish, it gives you these options. So either they can access this lesson through their TED account, or you don't require students to use TED account and you simply share your lesson. So your students, you can copy paste this link, you can share this link with your students, and let's see what happens when we paste this link in a new window. So I'm now accessing this as a student, and you see it says lesson created by Shyaonti Talwar using TED's lesson creator, and this is what I see as a student, right? So I can go through these 4 stages. So you can basically pick and choose lessons which are related to your curriculum, which are relevant to you, and you can share them with your students. They are a great resource. How to use material, resources, lessons available on TED, and also how to customize, modify, add, or edit lessons on TED to our benefit and share it with our students. Now we're going to see how to create a TED lesson using the same structure. So I'll go and I'll open a new tab, and I'll go on TED lessons. So I'm already logged in. So I'm going to, last time we went to discover lessons, this time I'm going to go to try it out. So when I click on try it out, it says create a lesson. A great TED lesson page starts with a great video. So I can either search by keyword, or I can paste the link if I know the link. So I'm going to look for a video with the help of keywords. So yes, this is the video I want. So I'll click on the video, and when I click on it, it says continue. So I'll just click on continue. Okay, so it has loaded. Now there are options here. It says change video, crop video. So now I'm going to give the lesson title. Maybe I want to change the lesson title. So I will change it to Introduction to Earth Science, and we'll click on Save. Right? Now let's begin. So let's see what this has. Okay, so here I can put in my introduction in a few lines, or I can have a few questions to warm up the students, or to lead them into to make them start thinking. So what do you know about how the earth was formed? Right? Have you ever wondered how mountains? I find this a great exercise. Came into existence, or rivers. So it sets them thinking, it stimulates them into, kind of it helps activate their mind, and they have already begun thinking about the topic. What was the reason why land masses shifted? So fairly simple and yet interesting questions to set the ball rolling. Right? Now I'm going to save this. So my lesson has become, and I'm also getting a feedback on my progress. Right? Now on think, when I click on think, it gives me these options between task types. So I can either develop a multiple choice task or an open answer kind of task, open question. So I'm going to click on multiple choice, and I'm just going to do one question, one example question, to give you an idea as to how you need to design an MCQ task on TED. So I'm going to use this question: how old is the earth? It's a fact check question, the answer to which is in the video. So I'm going to put the options. 2.4 billion years, 2 billion years, 2.6 billion years, and 3 billion years. I'm just going to change the options a little. So I'm going to change them to 3.6, 3.4 and 4.6 billion years. Now B is the right option. So what I do is I click on this. So it says mark answer correct. So I have chosen this. This is my right answer. And I can also add a video hint. So for this, I need to cue it. I need to take this, move this along this line exactly to the point where, this fact occurs in the video. So it occurs at around 2.52 or 53 seconds. We can always check. Right. So this is my video hint. It starts somewhere at 2.53, 2 minutes and 53 seconds, and now I'm going to save this. So yes, now my MCQ is done. I can also click on add another and have an open answer question too, right? So what are your major takeaways from the video? So this could be my gist question or my summary question. So I have one multiple choice task and one open-ended task. Now I go to this stage which says dig deeper. Now when I click on dig deeper, if you remember in the sample lesson that we went through, dig deeper, in this section you have additional information, you have extended reading tasks, you have you can watch additional videos to gather more information about your topic. So in this, I'd like to actually refer to an article. So I'm going to read this article for a better insight into Earth science. And I'm going to just, maybe what I'm going to do is look for an article which I remember was written by Roger Anderson. It says Planet Earth topic 3. So I'm going to look for it. Okay, so I'm going to type PDF. Let's see what it gives me. Okay, right. So here's my article. So I click on it. This is the article I want my students to read in addition to the video and the tasks that they are attempting. So this is the URL. I'm going to copy it, right? And I'm going to paste it over here, right? Right. So this is what they can do. This is the URL. They can go on it and they can read this additional article. So I click on save and I am through with my third stage, and now I can head to discussion. Now we could have open-ended or closed discussions. So I can use a prompt like, for example, name the conservation measures that are possible to study through Earth science. Okay, and so I'm going to add another discussion prompt. The earlier one was a close-ended prompt. This is an open-ended question. So I'm going to type, how does technology prompt the or help the study of Earth science, and I'm saving it. Maybe I'll add one last discussion prompt. Depending on the level of the learner, I could grade it. So I'm going to make it an open-ended question, as in, could Earth science have an interdisciplinary approach, right? In other words, or I'll write, for example, could one understand the migration and settlement of communities in the light of the shifting land masses or natural phenomena which are very much a part of earth science? So I'm going to save this. So I have 3 discussion prompts and my learners are free to respond to any of these. And now I'm going to go to the final stage. It says, and finally, and I think this is for closing thoughts and remarks. So I'm going to leave this with yet another question, and I'm going to ask my students to problematize some areas of social sciences which could, in fact, the last question in the discussion stage just gave me an idea. So could you problematize some areas of social sciences which could be better understood with the help of some aspects of earth science, right? So this is my lesson, and now okay, so now I have made these changes and now I'm going to publish it, right? So when I publish it, it's taking some time, but it will lead me to this page, to this window where it will give me 2 options. One which will say that which is if my students have TED accounts, which they do not. So I'm going to obviously choose the second option and I'm going to click on share your lesson. Now when I do that, it gives me a link. So I can copy this link, and to be on the safe side, I'm also going to share this, send this to my other email ID. The video and attempt the tasks for your upcoming lecture on Wednesday. So I have given some additional information or inserted an additional comment so that my students know where I'm coming from, and now I'm going to click on send. So it says it has been sent successfully. Again, now I can go back to my activity page or I can click on see your lesson. So when I do this, right, so I can see this is my lesson which has been created, and I click on discussions. Of course, no one has responded so far. It also says that the lesson has been created by me. So I'm going to go back, right, and here let me see what happens when I plan. I'm going to copy paste the URL of the lesson, and we can just imagine this is the URL, right? And let's see what happens. So when I paste this, it takes me to this page which says lesson created by Shyaonti Talwar. Now let's see, we can also see the leading questions. If you remember the introductory questions which we had inserted, so even before the student clicks on watch over here, the student has been led into the topic, which I find very, very useful. So the student clicks on it and the video starts to play. So there's a full screen option here, right? So I'll pause this and I will press the escape button. Now what happens after this? After this, the student goes to this stage, which is the task stage. Now, okay, now this is correct, but say I were to click on an incorrect option. So the feedback is immediate. It says this wasn't it, try again. Now what if I'm not sure, so I go to video hint. Now when on video hint,
from the beginning of the planet 4.6
so did you hear that? The video hint clearly gives the answer to this question, that the beginning of the planet was 4.6 billion years ago. Now that's a hugely useful and beneficial tool. It's a very handy tool, and I think, in my opinion, it creates a lot of learner autonomy, where the learner just, he or she is pretty much on their own, but at the same time there's this invisible presence of the teacher, and the learner is constantly being guided and helped by the teacher. Now we go to this stage. Either we go to number 2 and the learner types his or her response here and clicks on save my answer, and then we go to dig deeper. Now in dig deeper, if you remember, I had given a link of some additional reading material. So this is a URL now, and let's see what happens when we click. So here's the article which I want my learners to read on earth science. Right? Now I click on next section again, and we have these 3 discussion prompts. So let's see. View discussion. Let's see what happens. Okay. So the learner can respond over here, right? And click on respond. And finally, when I click on finally, it shows the question, which were kind of my closing thoughts. So this is what I can see as a learner, right? Now, let me see as a teacher, when I see my lesson, so I see it like this, and okay, so I can also review my students' work. So it says no students have worked so far. Right. But yeah, I just forgot that when I logged in, this is how you use the material, the resources, and the facilities that are given on TED. So you can either use the lessons that are already created by teachers from across the world on TED, or you can join the pool and create your own lessons and share it with your students and have the whole world see your lessons.